You can't write from just what you hear.
Come on now.
Because it won't last.
All right now.
Because what will happen is if you bypass the seeing part and just hear what God says and then you write it down, you'll go try to do that thing and then you'll look around like, I don't know, how's this going to work? I don't see it. I don't see it. I don't see, God, how you going to bless me from walking off from my job. I don't see, God, how you going to bless me from doing the things that you call me. I don't see it. I just don't see it. Anybody in here that ever just said that, God, I don't see it.
All right now.
Well, what happened is you bypassed the step. You heard it, then you wrote it.
Right.
Hear it, see it, write it.
All right now.
Hear it. Are y'all going? Or y'all just being excited? I need y'all to write down notes. Hear it, see it, write it. Hear it, see it, write it.
All right.
Yeah. My building is gonna look like this. So I don't have to keep asking God what my vision is, because He done already gave me the vision. Once I see it, it's already here.
All right.
And guess what I'm doing? I'm just writing. Yeah. It's gonna look like this. It's gonna have this many employees. And when you do that, it's gonna bring in this amount of revenue. And when it brings in this amount of revenue, it's gonna have this people. It's gonna be able to bless this. You will be able to freely write.
All right now.
Yes.
See, I talked to some folks that got writer's block.
Yes.
Some of y'all done heard the vision, you see it, but then you block, you're like, what's next? I've come to a place where I'm like stuck. Anybody ever been in that place you're like, oh, I'm stuck? Because I was on a good path, and then all of a sudden, it's like I got a writer's block. I'm coming to unblock somebody's writing block right now. In the name of Jesus, I'm speaking that the writer's block leave you now, and that God will refresh the things in you that try to die. I resuscitate every vision, everything that God promised inside of you. I resuscitate it now. Is there anybody in here, you feel something moving on the inside? Simply because you said, you know what, I tried that, and then it didn't work. So now I'm stuck. But I came right now to say, you are going to complete that. The Bible says, he who begun a good work in you is able. I need somebody that reads the Bible every night. Is able to what? Complete it. Go back to those incomplete thoughts and assignments. Those things that you have buried and said, you know, I tried that, I thought about that, but that don't work. Watch this. I'm going to show you what happens when you don't follow the plan of God.
All right.
And this is simple. We've been living in Laverne and Rutherford County since 2000, 2001. When we moved here, there was no movie theater nowhere near Laverne.
Amen.
One day we were riding, and Lady Russell said, you know what, we ought to build a movie theater. Oh yeah, that sounds good. No pen in hand, Mr. Dickens, no paper to write it. Just ideas. And what happens, what you must understand, when you verbalize something, it goes into the atmosphere.
Yeah.
All right.
And when it goes into the atmosphere, you got to be careful, because if you notice, he didn't say your vision. He said, write your vision. Well, long story short, you know that Malco Roxy is in Smyrna, right? But the sad part about it is we don't own it.
All right now.
All right.
All right now.
How many things have you been given by God that you sat on and then somebody else came back and did it?
All right now. All right now.
That was your vision. God gave you the revelation. But one thing about God is God says, I need people that will move at the inkling of a moment, because it's just that imperative. Look at somebody around you and say, it's imperative. You can't continue to say, oh, I got a great idea. You need to come up with a plan. What you going to do? How you going to finance it? How you going to do this? Don't just sit on it. God didn't give it to you for nothing. Some of y'all got creative ideas. You need to change the idea into a plan.
All right now.
Ideas are free.
All right now.
Plans cost.
Yes.
It costs your time. I mean, time when they're like, come on, let's go out to the happy hour. No, not tonight. I got to work on the plan.
All right now.
Come Come on, let's go, man. Let's go ahead. Let's go watch the fight. No, not tonight. I got to work on the plan. Because see, the thing is, while I'm spitting ideas and I'm going to hang out with everybody else, I'm watching Mayweather. Mayweather got paid last night, and then some of y'all can't even know how you going to pay a bill on Monday. You better sit down and start writing on your plan. You watching everybody else prosper, everybody else do what they want to do. You got to sit down and say, you know what, I got to take time for me. I'm not going to worry about going to hang out and do this. I got to get in the dungeon. Anybody in here, they say sometimes you got to get in the lab. Close the door and close the blinds and the windows and say, you know what, do not disturb. Because I'm in a place that I got to hear from God. And when I hear from God, I got to be able to see it. And I can't see it with distraction. Don't you know that the enemy will always bring a distraction whenever God is about to give you a vision? In here beside myself and say, God, I know you're telling the truth, because as soon as I got focused, here comes the brutality of foolishness. Foolishness always shows up when you are focused. Somebody look at me and tell me I'm lying. Y'all still taking notes? Watch this. He said, write the vision. Make it plain on tablets.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Your vision is bigger than you give it credit for. If you can write your vision on one tablet, you need to keep listening. Because you done miss him, I guarantee you. Because if he's telling him to write the vision and make it plain on tablets, that's a big vision. How many of you know God is giving you something big? You feel it? That God is giving you something huge.
All right now.
And the problem, Dreas, is that most of us are afraid of it because of how big it is.
Yes. Amen. That's true.
Oh, God, that's too much. That's too much, God. Hold up. That's crazy. That's crazy. No. And guess what we do? We'll walk away from that download moment. God, I just need a break.
Yes.
And we'll go find something to do in the house, or we'll go get on the phone, or we'll go get on Facebook, or this, that, and the other. And you stop the downloading process.
Yes. All right now.
But one thing I realize is when God starts pouring, don't anybody here believe in overflow?
Yes.
See, what you must understand, when he starts to pour into you and you start writing, you're going to keep writing because he's giving you overflow. God ain't going to give you a vision and not give you a way to carry it out.
All right now.
So you just write and you write and making it plain on tablet. Wait a minute, God. Wait a minute. It's too much. Are you serious? Yes. No. God. I'm going to die before I get this done. You serious? God, you mean to tell me a criminal justice center? God, you mean to tell me a family life center? God, you mean to tell me a retirement home for the seasoned saints? God, you mean to tell me a school K through 12? God, do you see what I look at on Sunday? God, do you see what offering is? God, do you understand, God? God, you couldn't be talking to me. God, I don't understand this. God, how in the world are we going to do this? God, do you see they show up when they get ready? God, do you see some of them come, them don't? God, do you see some of them is in a revolving door? God, how in the world
All right now. Yes, Lord.
am I going to do this with that?
My God, my God.
Be careful not to compare your vision with that.
All right now. All right now.
I've never seen a runner not start the race and not finish it.
All right now.
But not only not finish it, but not start it because they're already at the finish line when they start. See, some of y'all missed that.
Come on now.
They don't start because they're already at the finish line. Anybody know anything about track and field? The place where they start is the place they end up. And you say, well, you know, why they got to run to get back to the same place? Because, see, you got to see some things as you're going around the track. You got to hear some hecklers in the stand. Some folks saying, come on, you can do it. And some folks cheering against you. I want you to understand everybody in your stadium ain't cheering for you. Somebody high five your name and say, now that's a word for you. Everybody in your stadium ain't cheering for you. It may be home field advantage, but you got some hecklers in the stand that say you ain't gonna never make it, you ain't gonna never have nothing, you gonna always be working for that amount of money, you gonna always be robbing Peter to pay Paul. But I believe somebody in here that you can say to the devil, you are a bold-faced lie. I will be what God has called me to be. I will be what the Lord says I am. I will have what it says I have. I will do what it says I can do. Is there anybody in here that can holler if you hear me say, I am going to be everything?
I'm going to be everything.
So tell the heckles, go on and heckle if you want to.
Go on and heckle if you
Go
want.
on and cause confusion if you want to. Because the Bible says the race is not given to the swift, neither to the strong, but to the one who endures. And I'm looking at about 20 of y'all that's been enduring. I need to tell somebody, hold on. To the end. Don't throw in the towel now. You still got value in your vision. There's still value in your vision. You are valuable to the visionary.
Thank you, Lord.
Make it plain on tablets. Bible says, and though it tarry, it shall speak. Notice that God didn't tell you to say a word.
All right now.
You trying to convince people of your vision. Hey, do you believe God can do this? That's what God told me. God told me He was going to allow me to own my own.